Today we are discussing the interview questions and answers for AWS Certified Security Specialty. You can download the complete list of AWS-based questions from the link provided in the description. Our interview question based on Certified Security Specialty is: what are AWS Resource Access Manager RAM and AWS Resource Groups, and how do they assist in security management? Your answer should be: AWS Resource Access Manager RAM is a service that enables you to share AWS resources such as subnets, transit gateways, or AWS Transit Gateway Connect attachments across AWS accounts within your organization. AWS Resource Groups allows you to organize and manage AWS resources by creating logical groups based on tags or resource types. Together, RAM and resource groups help simplify resource sharing and management while maintaining security and compliance. Our next interview question is: how can you implement encryption in transit for data transfer between AWS services? Your answer should be: to implement encryption in transit for data transfer between AWS services, you can use the following methods. Enable SSL/TLS encryption for communication between clients and AWS services, such as HTTPS for web applications or SSL/TLS for RDS database connections. Use AWS Direct Connect for dedicated private connections between your on-premises network and AWS services, ensuring encrypted data transfer. Our next interview question is: what are AWS config rules and how do they help with security compliance? Your answer should be: AWS config rules are customizable rules that evaluate the configuration settings of AWS resources against desired configurations. They help with security compliance by continuously monitoring resource configurations and detecting violations of security best practices or compliance standards. While a violation is detected, config rules can trigger automated remediation actions or generate compliance reports. Our next interview question is: how do you implement data protection for Amazon DynamoDB? Your answer should be: to implement data protection for Amazon DynamoDB, you can use the following methods. Enable server-side encryption (SSE) to encrypt data at rest using AWS KMS managed keys. Implement client-side encryption to encrypt data before sending it to DynamoDB using AWS SDK encryption libraries. Use IAM policies to control access to DynamoDB tables and restrict permissions based on the principle of least privilege. Our next interview question is: what is AWS Organizations and how does it assist with security and compliance across multiple AWS accounts? Your answer should be: AWS Organizations is a service that enables you to centrally manage and govern multiple AWS accounts within your organization. It helps with security and compliance by allowing you to apply organizational policies, service control policies, SCPs, and consolidated billing across all member accounts. Organizations also simplifies the management of security settings, compliance standards, and resource sharing across accounts. Our next interview question is, how do you protect data in transit using Amazon VPC endpoints? Your answer should be to protect data in transit using Amazon VPC endpoints. You can create VPC endpoints for AWS services such as S3, DynamoDB, or AWS KMS within your VPC. VPC endpoints allow you to privately connect to these services without using public IP addresses or going over the internet, ensuring that data transfer between your VPC and the AWS service is encrypted and secure. If you are preparing for any AWS based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description below.